But an optical illusion is an illusion. Like life itself is an illusion because the physical plane of existence isn't an illusion because it's here today and it's going tomorrow. It's constantly changing. It never stays the same. So that in its sense is an illusion also.
Yeah.
But in nature, the Fibonacci sequence is also dealing with the golden ratio. Type of scientific manifestations, I don't have to leave nature to see them.
No.
You have to leave nature to see a camcorder.
Right.
You have to leave nature to do an iPod. Because in nature, music and sounds that are on your iPod may be in nature, but the iPod is not in nature. You hear the sounds naturally.
Right. No, that makes a lot more sense.
So even on the, like, you could say that's an illusion. 0, 1, and then 1. So 1 and 1 is 2, 2 and 3 is 5, 5 and 8 is 13, and you just keep going on up.
Right.
In a way, that's kind of like an illusion also. But it's an illusion that is not eluding itself from you.
Yeah.
Where when I got on Gmail, those illusions, those optical illusions.
Yeah.
See, optical illusion. Well, the physical composition has a limited ability anyway. That's why you can't jump off the earth. You got to go to the bathroom. It must have oxygen. The physical composition is limited. Yes, I agree. It can't rise above 6. The teachings of the 5% is not as circumscribed as people think they are. And they're not as dogmatic as people think they are, and they're not as linear as people think they are. They're not linear. They're more in a circle, at the same time being an 8, at the same time being linear, at the same time being in and out. They're all that at once, at one time. People may consider it a belief system if they're outside of it. They'll say, well, that's still a belief system. But inside of it, you would say it's not a belief system. So that's true too. We deal with science and not religion and mathematics and things of that nature. Nothing is absolute, and we understand that being scientists. That's why we always say, I got to go back to my lab and redo that again. Or I need to renew my history. Or I need to redo that experiment. Because we know that in the universe, the only thing the only people that deal with absolute, or the only entity that actually deals with absolute is the devil, because God never dealt with absolute. Because if he did, then the universe wouldn't be chaotic and uniformed at the same time.
A lot of the sort of terms that the 5% use come from Islam.
True.
Whether they're used in the same way is not really, like, I know that they're not.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess the thing that I'm interested in is why Islam and not something else. Like, why Islam?
Why not Hebrew?
Yeah, why not Hebrew? Why not Confucianism? Why not the animism of sort of the Yoruba people? Why was it Islam?
Well, you'd have to look at history and say, okay, the major players in the wilderness of North America.
Right.
Makes me think of February 20th, 1934, but that's just a deal with 120. But those men, those major players, was those tools.
Right.
Melchizedek and them under the Chez Nation, their tools they use is Hebrew tools. Masonry, they got Masonic tools. Every different order, nation, group have whatever tools they have.
The Zulu lessons of...
Right.
Right.
So our tools just happen to be those tools, even though the Orthodox world would say, your tools aren't the same as my tools.
Yeah.
And I would agree with you, but they just happen to have the same name. In other words, when I worked at Pac-Horn Foundry, they have a hammer that you use to shape metal. Well, this hammer is about as big as this Starbucks that we're in. It's a big fucking hammer. But when you think of hammer in your head, you think of that little hammer that you use in your hand. Yeah. But yet they both have the same name, hammer.
Yeah, but
so right. So that's the point I'm making. Is we use the word Islam, we use the word Allah, but our law and our hammer and our Islam is not the same as, say, Orthodox Muslims.
Yeah. No, and as I said, like I suppose this is a sort of similarity to the 5% in terms of faith. I don't have that much faith in the institutions of so-called justice.
I'm afraid of them. Not the sense that I'm scared, but I'm afraid that they don't totally try to imprison the guilty and make sure that the innocent are free. They more like on a quota system, like give me these, I give you these. They
it's
can
about
care
power,
less.
not about justice.
They can care less if you're innocent, because there's too many innocent people in jail.
That's completely.
Makes me think of Mumia. Is he really guilty or he isn't? I wasn't there, but a lot of people question this government, and they don't even give a fuck when the people, the citizens, say, we don't think that's right and exact. We want you to open up an investigation. They say, fuck you, we're not doing anything. When the people said they didn't bear witness to the World Trade Center thing, they want you to open up an investigation and re-look at that. They said, fuck you, we ain't doing that.
Yeah. Oh, and then you look at other instances where it's obvious that someone is terribly guilty of something terrible, like the Patrice Lumumba butchering, basically, and you get an official apology 35 years later from Belgium, and no one's accountable. So, do you know what I mean? Like, just when you've got someone who's as guilty as sin on one hand, and someone who's their guilt is questionable, there's too much of a disparity between the sort of the self-proclaimed mission of the justice system and its outcomes. For my
like who's responsible for the poisoning of the water hose in Tanzania? I mean, come on, give me a fucking break over here.
No, I agree with you completely.
Wounded Knee. I mean, we can just go on and on and on. Hidalgo. And that other movie, The Last Samurai. It's not the movie of The Last Samurai or him running that horse. Look at that part that makes him become that. When he went to Wounded Knee and he saw all of that take place. That's what I'm talking about. Like that movie Three Kings. That movie Three Kings was alright, but the part that caught me was when the Arab was talking to that European. He was saying, look what your people did to Michael Jackson. Y'all make him cut his face. Check that movie out, man. That's some deep shit. Psychological damage can do more than physical damage.
Yeah, of course.
Chop my leg off, I know it's going.